All right, welcome to Heart and Hustle. It's your host and your boy, AJ, and I'm here with my uncle. You know what I'm saying?
362 Lowkee, man.
And
Artist formerly known as J Rock.
yes, sir. Know what I mean? And today is a special episode because I got my family on here. I really didn't intend to get all the way in my business, but you can't really get to know me without knowing my people. So I feel like what better way than to let y'all know kind of like how the roots was and kind of have a conversation over here with my uncle.
Yeah, y'all know what it is, know what I'm saying? It started with me, it's gonna finish with me, know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, today we just pretty much gonna talk game, get a little history, a little background. I got some questions for you.
Yeah.
I want to know when did the music start? When did you know that this was something that you wanted to do for the rest of your life? Like,
Shit, I ain't gonna
well,
lie.
matter of fact, just let me know whenever like when it first clicked.
Okay, I had to be by 15. I was already doing it at like 11, 12. You know what I'm saying? Your daddy had the turntables, you know what I'm saying? That was back in the gap. Like, that's another story, but that's what my introduction from the turntables. And then after that, I just kind of like got in my own little shell. Nobody knew I was really getting it in like that, like, cause I was quiet, came out of nowhere and shocked everybody. Like, that's what he been in there doing.
Yeah.
So 15, I was really ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. So that's crazy. They said 15 because I mean, although you had me in the studio like real young, it was 15 years old whenever I started to put the music out myself, or like the first time I tried to record something back in the garage when I had that booth. That was 15. So this February coming on up, that'll make 10 years that I've been doing it myself.
Yeah, that's what I'm
crazy.
saying.
It's for me 2025. 15 that's a crazy number. So it's like back then, how was the music scene? Like who influenced you back then?
Well, we was from Fifth Ward, so big shout out to Rap A Lot, you know what I'm saying? You can't even say, Ghetto Boys. My favorite was really Willie D, but you know what I'm saying? Scarface off the rip, Bushwick, but 8-Ball MJG, you know what I'm saying? Too Short, you know what I'm saying? Spice One, MC8, just whatever was jumping in the early days, like on real rap. That's what was hot. That what was hot. So you had to know those guys. If you didn't know them, you wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So I mean, hold on. We forgot. I ain't mean to cut you off. So we got to do the intro, and then we come back to the conversation.
Yeah.
Since I'm gonna roll the intro.
Hey, I'm feeling good. Case you wonder how I nigga been doing. Whole lot of money out there, I'm getting to it. Heard I couldn't do it, so I went ahead and do it. Okay. Now for that, doing better, okay. All cut up, we ain't late, this great. Mentally and physically, I'm in good shape and I'm feeling good. Hey, I'm feeling good. Yeah, I'm feeling good.
All right. You back. So around that time, I think it's crazy because I'm getting to know like the artists and what kind of music you looked up to growing up. Because me growing up, I looked up to y'all music.
Yeah.
That's all I really jammed. So I think at an early age, I already had an idea like what a good song was. All right, and I knew the bullshit. I already knew that. Like, there's a lot of that nowadays. So that's why I feel like, because I be thinking back at it, because whenever I did start making music, and not to say I was like already cold with it, I just knew I was already ahead. I already
the format,
had,
you know how to really
I
get
had the
in.
structure. Like, I remember back in the day, my dad used to teach me how to structure a ball. He was already teaching me. He wasn't forcing me, but he was kind of like showing me.
Yeah.
As long as I was out there with y'all, he just kind of like.
You're going to take that and run with it. He did the same thing to me. That's what I'm saying. It was just, instead of the song format with you, it was the turntables. Like, that's all we had. So I was in there trying to make my own little CDs and stuff like off of what he did on the turntable. So it was the same process, just different instruments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember, man. Y'all had that was some good music out there. It was so much. Like, I got when you had that white MacBook.
Yeah,
man, that motherfucker.
Hey, and it's the cold part. I still got it.
Does it work?
Yeah, it still come on.
So
I gotta get it. You know what I'm saying? refurbished or whatever. But yeah, I still got it with
that
hard drive.
that got like some of the classics on it. That I need to get some songs off of there too, cause it all makes sense to like where I'm at now. The roots. I need to show like what kind of stuff influenced me young. So cause I was my number one. I was my daddy's number one fan. And I just already knew this. He was different with the flow. Like even listening to it now, I got that iPod. Even listening to it now, I'm like, yeah, he know what. No matter what way you look at it, dude had it. Like and it's a cold game. I feel like it's just passed on. Like I had all this.
That's all it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's why
pass the baton. You know what I'm saying? We in the same race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So shoot, like I still tell people this to this day, like. Man, when it comes to music, that's a part of me. That's like something that's always been
just
a
like
part of us.
like it don't. Time is time. You can't get it back, so you got to live through it. Mm-hmm. If you're not living through it, you wasted it. Yeah. So just like with me, I don't want nothing early. Mm-hmm. So as long as I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be doing music, like you said. You know what I'm saying? So when you know that's you, I always said I was a walking, talking music note. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter what's going on in the world. I know what bring me that peace, what really give me that solitude. Man, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do music regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's exactly why I took this route too with getting everything. I already seen y'all do it from a different approach. Putting the studio in the garage, that was already a different type of hunger. Mm-hmm. These artists just want to rap, but shit,
and that was off of. They ain't mean to cut you out. That was coming from Screw, being Swisher House. So like. Just down south, just being southern region, not shading nobody else. That's what we knew what it had to be. So you ain't have to go over here to no big building or, hey, if you got the utensils you need, you know what I'm saying, put it right there where you at, so you can wake up top of the morning and get to it. You ain't gotta wait. You know what I'm saying?
It's not no
can't
barriers.
Wait with music.
Nah, you're right, and that's like wow. It's like taking this route, because this route. Any place that we go, we got something to bring to the table. We don't need y'all for this, and that. If it take us a little longer to figure out the kinks and everything, and cool, but we got all the equipment. Yeah. And none of my time. So it's like
whatever we don't got, we gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? So
at this point, it's like it's just adding on to the collection. We got a whole lot of stuff. This ain't even the half of it. We got a lot of stuff upstairs, and but I just wanted to have all the tools to where I didn't have to depend on nobody. Yeah. Young, y'all, my dad was already telling me like, shoot, you can't sign no deals, like certain deals, they just, so that was never my focus. My focus was just, I just want my music to find these people.
Yeah, you knew it's out there, but they ain't what you really going for. If you hear something that entice you or whatever, you might listen to it, but, the independent mindset always the way to go. You know always, yep. And people see that now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I would say that now the music industry now is like, people starting to wake up a little bit. Yeah. And I'm starting to realize how different it is nowadays from like growing up. Because, YouTube changed the game for a lot of stuff. It opened the door for streaming and all the rest of that stuff. But back in the day, not anybody can just be in the face of everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So you had to be a people person or understand, you had to get over your stage fright when you're around people. Because they can see that and sense that, and that'll turn them off. So you got to be prepared for it.
Yeah, just like you were saying the other day, like Soulja Boy, like nobody was really doing music videos like that. Except for the artists that was already kind of like signed and had labels backing, but you wasn't. Nobody was really doing that stuff before Soulja Boy.
Nah, like he caught on at the right time. He was young enough, and then it just fell in his lap. Like he seen it and nobody else seen what it could be. That's why he acted on it. You always want to be first. You want to set the trend. Don't follow the trend. So Soulja Boy set the trend. And then everybody started following. You know what I'm saying? Right, you got to give him his card. Like he did it first. You know what I'm saying?
He did it first. He ain't gonna let you forget either.
Yeah, for real.
He gonna let you know.
Yeah. But whatever you do first, like you say, don't let people forget it. Don't let you know what I'm saying? When you in your lane, you do something first, make it known, because it's gonna fizzle out. And then only you can be the one that really set it in stone.
Right. You're right about that. And speaking of like trends, like, they saying they finna shut down TikTok and all that. I don't know how, supposedly next month, I don't know how true that is or not.
Yeah, I heard that too.
But, because I done heard it a couple times, I don't know. But if that is the case, this is what I was saying. Like, if not, then I'm gonna push a little bit more on TikTok because that just means that more bulletproof. Because they done been trying to take it down. If it don't get took down, or then if not, and if it does, that means it's another app coming somewhere.
But yeah, they gonna let it come back though. Mm-hmm. Like if they do take it down for however long or whatever, they gonna have to let it come back because they just gotta regulate it.
Yeah,
that's all it is. Once they regulate it, it's gonna come right back. At the end, it's gonna be here to stay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And shoot, if in that time we on the watch out for any little upcoming apps, because TikTok, when it came out, nobody knew it was gonna be that big. Yeah. It just was like something new. But the people who was early, like setting the trends on TikTok, they ate. They still eating. They they in completely different places. TikTok and really, but I was saying specifically for putting like the clips that we do here on TikTok too, cause that they gonna eat those clips up. That's a nice.
It's gonna always, it's gonna be on their radar.
So I'm just looking now. I'm just in the space of like, since I know I can record more content and get it pushed out. Now I'm looking for like more opportunities to market. Yeah, and I'm trying to catch on to something before. I'm
like
trying to catch on to the next TikTok or the next.
Exactly, you want to be first.
But
or one of the first is, I'm saying, pushing that platform or whatever.
Yeah. Shoot. But ultimately we trying to build a home on YouTube. Just the overall get the eyes on the brand. And the reason why I built the platform is like to showcase. I know a lot of people doing a lot of different things, a lot of different hustlers in different forms. So it's like having this platform in order to come and we both and shine a little light on what they got going on. That's the best. That's the best way to do it. You know?
Anytime you can help somebody else, you know what I'm saying, get in the light, it's always gonna come back as a blessing.
Okay, so I got a couple more questions. So, so now you said 15. So how long would you say you've been doing music? If you had to put a number on it.
Like, I've been doing music since 15. Like, outside of me doing some little stuff early, 15 was I was really putting out my first tapes, in the city. But then, serious mode, like after that beginner stage, I'll let, like I said, 15. But after the beginner stage, I say like 17. You know what I'm saying? Because in the city, I already was turned up on the independent.
Yeah.
So seeing Slim Thug, you know what I'm saying? Swisher House had they run for a long time. It just let me know, like, it's time to go and get serious, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So since 18, you know what I'm saying? I've been 20 years, 22 years on this shit.
Yeah, it shows, man. And it comes at that. I realized from me approaching 10 years, I done went through a whole lot of different phases of just an artist. Like, I dropped under, I was really just kind of like, finding myself as an artist these past couple years. Like anybody that know me know I never stopped making music, but when I put the music out, that's different. But it always finds people though. Like I could say I got songs, a lot of songs, but somebody done heard some of these songs. Like at least every song that I got, somebody done heard, or my people around me.
You'll be surprised how it get around.
Yeah, so I'm like, and we going to Alaska and all these different places. It's the same thing. I share the music and they like, why it ain't out? Yeah. Everybody asks the same questions. So I'm like, you know what? Let me put it out because I'm really just being selfish with it. Yeah, I'm good with just hearing it myself, but it may help somebody,
and you got so much of it, it ain't gonna hurt to put out a couple, know what I'm saying, albums or mixtapes, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. LPs, EPs. But, it don't gotta be perfect. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's already kind of perfect.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
And you know what? I was thinking about it because the one I'm going to drop next month, it was just, I was going to take the time and just master out every song. Like a lot of songs sound good and it's not like ready to go by any means, but I'm going to just drop it. And every project after that, I'm going to just make sure it's top tier.
That's why I was telling you, we had the conversation. When you're an artist, you try to be perfect, but you always got to think about the people that make it are the ones that ain't worried about being perfect. They know they just started. They gonna tell you they just started rapping.
Yeah.
But they doing it. They putting it out, like, you know what I'm saying? So the people, the fan base, it is more lax. They more open to understanding. Like, you know, here artists, you know, they like to see the progress from the start to finish. You know what I'm saying? Or wherever you at in it.
Yeah.
But when they see that growth, that's what's gonna keep them. If you notice artists that got the same sound or they keep making the same type of song, they gonna last for a while. That might be 2-3 years. It ain't no more one hit wonders no more. They be around for about 2-3 years, but you slowly see them fade away,
fade out. Yeah.
You're like, man, what happened to such and such? Oh, he enjoying money. Nah, he just ain't popping no more. Like, he ain't found that he got to switch it up at some point, or she ain't found that got to switch it up at some point.
Yeah, and that's why I say, like, for a while, I say after, like, the whole, like, Megan Thee Stallion started coming out, a lot of females just, that was what I was seeing, like, her style, kind of like, they trying to do, they trying to,
you know, they gonna copy H-Town all day.
It always starts out here, you know. I was starting to see it, but none of them was really sticking like that. Like, they'll get a name, a buzz around their hometown, but it's not converting, because you can't have too many of the same you know.
See, that's why, if you notice, artists that don't try to follow the trend or like get influenced by other artists, they kind of like have more of a loyal standstill fan base.
Yeah, like
because they got their own sound, even if it's way different. They fan base, you know what I'm saying, locked in with them, because they can go hear that other stuff from several artists, but when they want to hear this, they got to come to one artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's why I was kind of saying, like, with Kendrick, he stopped dropping for a while.
Yeah,
people thought he was like people thought he ain't really, like, he didn't have it or nothing. But I can understand not dropping around this past couple years, because the kind of music that everybody wanted to hear was really some bullshit. Really, to be honest, it wasn't like nothing that people who put a lot of thought into their music is really
and then you got to think, you know, going back a couple years, you know, COVID, people got a little bit more serious. So, like, it can't go from that straight to partying or, you know, the bullshit. You got to kind of get back. You know, it got to be a variety at least. And that's where they kind of messed up to me in the game. They ain't got the variety. But it's coming back now. Like, Kendrick is the same person. Kendrick kind of like took that long break, and he see what he capitalizing on the situations that's going on right now. But he really putting it back in perspective with the music. Like,
exactly.
Because, I mean, appreciating it now. Like,
he
wasn't appreciating music for a couple years.
Right. It was just anything. That's how I was like, I just kind of kept my opinions to myself about music.
Yeah.
You asking me what do I think about an artist, but I'm an artist, so I'm going to really give you a critique.
Exactly. Like, we can't speak from a fan point of view to the fans. We got to speak like that to the other artists.
Yeah.
They'll get it. Fans will never get the artists. That's why sometimes the artists will understand the fans sometimes, because it's like, y'all putting up with this.
Okay, I never even thought about it like that. But yeah, it makes sense when you say it like that. You
know what I'm saying? Because they love the music, but we the ones created. So, like, it's going to always be like, some stuff y'all ain't going to get, some stuff we ain't going to get. But we can understand y'all. Y'all can't understand us as the artists. That's why, like, Kendrick went on that long break. J. Cole did it too. Like, they be like, man, drop some music. But he know what he doing. He's the artist. Let him get on his easel right quick.
Yeah,
because like, let him get on that canvas right quick.
I feel the same way. I'm like, you want me to drop some music, but I'm talking about real life shit, but y'all want to hear.
Yeah, and then the atmosphere wasn't ready for it.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
you got all these type of artists out that's kind of popping in a certain category. You can't just come left field. You know what I'm saying? If it was a couple more artists on the same wave as Kendrick, then he'll probably feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
But you gotta have the atmosphere, the climate gotta be right. You can't just drive. It gotta make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Creatively, that would, like, the timing was great. I mean, I just feel like Drake shouldn't have been even really calling the man out like that. That was bold.
Yeah, they two totally different artists.
Yeah,
like,
that was bold.
And you gotta know like, both of them got superpowers, but you gotta know, like, all right, this one of my weaknesses over here. This one of my strengths.
I think what got to him was Meek Mill.
You don't want to play with a hip hop artist.
No.
In any beef or anything, whatever. The hip hop artists always kind of held their own, even if they lost the battle. Not saying he lost this one though. We know what happened. But the hip hop artists always say something, got a bar, a line that's gonna stick.
Yeah.
That's just history.
Yeah.
So you got to be ready when you come to a real live hip hop artist.
That's what I think.
That can do both. He
Yeah.
can make the commercial stuff too, but he mostly 80% hip hop, real rap.
Yeah. And I think really what got to Drake was that Meek Mill beef, how that played out. You know,
Yeah,
Meek Mill has some potential to
up.
really do Drake how he needed to. I just feel like he wasn't really on that, but Kendrick had time. And he invested too much.
And see, like we go back to what we said. He specialized in time. So he calculated, man. You can't play with him. Like, you gotta be all the way ready. You can't be still cooking. You gotta have it already.
You got already figured out your whole game. We can see
he got so much ready already.
Yeah.
He like a Tupac. Like I know he got an archive full of songs ready. Like just albums.
You gotta think about it. I think he really took it at like the chess standpoint when it comes to that war right there.
Yeah.
And that was like Drake. He didn't seen. It's like you didn't put out so much and you didn't diss so many people that people know your little formula.
Yeah.
So you didn't mess with the wrong one. He's like, all right, well, in the past, this is how he came with. All right, I'm gonna match
it with
one
way.
Yeah, and Kendrick just lyrically, he just different. I don't know. I wouldn't, if I was Drake, I wouldn't even step. I just would have kind of.
Yeah,
it just seemed like he just got
a lot of the times because they always categorized them in that little different mode or whatever with Kendrick. The opposition, which is the Drake fans, they don't really feel
Kendrick lyrics.
They don't feel the lyrics because they always thought, he's too different. But if they sat down and really structured and they'll see like, man, he really liked that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they be against it, like it ain't hard or whatever, because you can't sporadically out of nowhere just jump on Kendrick. You gotta like know about him. You gotta be tapped in with him.
Yeah.
You can't just because of beef going on try to tap in. You gonna find something you don't like because you don't listen to him. But people that really know music and been following all the artists, they know like can't play with Kendrick, man.
Nah,
everybody know that.
Yeah. You hear J. Cole, as much as I hate to say
same thing with J. Cole, like
don't play with that man either.
People
but
know who they can play with, and those J. Cole, Kendrick, those two guys you don't want to play with.
Nah, because they didn't let you know it's different with music with them. Like I didn't listen to some J. Cole songs. I'm like, as an artist, like you said, we can hear this nigga. This repetition right there. That's pen and paper. You seen the bars and you like you put the time in. You can't be on some everyday shit, not putting no time into no music and make some music like that. It's to the point where we know that nobody else writing your music.
We gonna hear it, yeah. You know
what
I'm saying?
Like Drake, he had his phases. Like I said, when he first came out, Drake, I was cool with Drake because that was Drake. That was authentically Drake. Somewhere along the line, he turned gangster. And I'm like, bro, you've been famous and out the way and put up for a minute.
Yeah, you that just go to not understanding your lane. Not to, feel like you gotta be boxed in, but like if you've been doing something for so long, that's kind of like your lane. Don't deter from that. Yeah. Like Wayne, he had his when he started going ball crazy, he stuck with it all the way.
Yeah.
Before that, Wayne wasn't ball crazy like that. He still was a spitter though. But once he went ball crazy, he rode it. You know what I'm saying? He's still a fireman to this day because of that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't try to switch it up and do nothing all off the wild. Sometimes artists get to their head like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they think he done made so many different songs, but some arenas you can't step in, bro.
Right.
Like can't step in certain arenas.
So with that being said, let me ask you this: this day and age, right now, like who is an artist that you know that's killing it? Let's do like that's somebody that's known, and then you can also shout somebody out that's underground that you see coming up
that's
like,
killing right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, that's different. They ain't really gotta have the backing of support that they need, but like just somebody that you kind of like every time you hear them, you like, yeah, this person right here.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That boy Peasy, man.
Peasy.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Which Peasy? Just straight Peasy, because they got a couple Peasy out there.
Yeah, from Detroit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That boy Peasy, man, like, you know what I'm saying? I've been following him. I'm talking about since he first started. That's what I'm saying. I've been around so long. A lot of artists, I started before them. You know what I'm saying? So I've been around when you first started. To see him out of Detroit really put it on like that. A lot of people know he was the one that put it on the map. He don't get the credit. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other artists came out of But yeah, Peasy. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple artists in Miami, but not too many really. I ain't really been tapping in with too many artists lately.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like all this time I've been tapping in with them. Last little 4-5 years, I've just been locked in on me.
Locking on yourself, yeah.
But I fuck with Peasy. It's a couple artists in the city, but you know what I'm saying. As far as on a global, like I just been locked in on what I'm doing.
Yeah,
You gotta do this sometime. Like,
right? Yeah,
it's oversaturated. It's too many artists to name. And it's a lot of artists jamming, but I just been kind of like falling back, getting locked back in my vault.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I took that Papa told me is just about worrying about too many other people.
Yeah.
And sometimes knowing whenever it was time to just lock in and focus on yourself. And like you said, I felt that because the times I feel like I grew the most, whether it's individually or in like my business or like creatively, I was locked in. He was like, what the hell AJ up to? Like, you know, nobody really knew what was up with me, but I knew what had to be done, or I knew like at the moment what I wanted to be locked in or tuned into, you know.
And that's what I'm saying. It all this is how we is. Like, you know, we go in that dungeon, you know what I'm saying, and lock in and nobody know. But when they see it, they be like, dang, they don't know what you're creating because, you know, this is just where we come from, man.
Yeah, you're right. They gonna see. That's why I said like nowadays, now that I'm posting more and everybody see it, now everybody see like what I've been up to these past couple years. You can't just, like I said, when the podcast come out, they gonna see because you can't fake. You this ain't happen overnight. You can see that like
it's
this
hard
is
work and grind.
Yeah, that all that time that like nobody really knew, or my monetary decision, how I was spending my money kind of was iffy. I was like, man, I already seen all this. I see my way in. I know I got, when it comes to music, I know I'm ready to go.
Yeah, for real.
I can tune up.
I already did the artist development, all the knickknacks of the game.
Yeah.
And when they see the full product, they gonna know like he put the work in. It ain't gonna look premature or nothing.
So my plan really was like I said, building a platform. People get to fall in love with us before they even really get to hear anything about the music. They may hear music first and then get drawn to the podcast, but I feel like it's gonna be a way to get more eyes on the brand and the music in general. But I'm like, once people know what kind of music we got, then we go around, we start performing, we start to, you know, like it's the different way that I want to attract my fans. But I want them to know how we is, so they don't think
because everything on a personal level, like I always said, the celebrity status kind of like it kind of phased out. You know, people know like these are everyday regular people. You know what I'm saying? They're just talented. These are the artists, so you don't have to fake it. You know what I'm saying? They want to see, you know what I'm saying, the grind. They want to see the full product, and they appreciate you putting it into to that level because a lot of people playing with it. Yeah, and they might be a little head or on their level, but they playing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right about that. What time we is going on?
Say what?
35, okay. Let me know when we get like 50. All right. So, yeah, around this time, like, I feel like this episode is going to be drop season 2. I don't be knowing what episodes go in.
Yeah.
But, like, for, like, the different type of vibe and setup, I'm going to go with this for season 2. So, around the time when we drop this, it's probably be February or so, around that time. But I wanted all these episodes to be kind of, like, more in-depth about, like, really like the history behind it.
Yeah.
So it started off with FOC. Yeah. How that come into play?
Man, my nigga Trey Capone, man. My bro Trey, like, we started at Northeast Underground. But I ended up kind of like getting equipment and getting my first mixer. I think it was a Lexus mixer for the mic. So he had his Northeast Underground NEU, but I just said, you know, I need to create something. I called it FOC. It was Flipped Out Camp at first. That was high school era, but like I say, after 15 outlet, when I got 18, 19, we switched it to focus on cash.
Yeah.
still kept the FOC, but it started with him, and like he just kind of like was like, man, since you got everything, I'm gonna just switch over to yo, and we just kept the FOC. You know what I'm saying? And that was just like we brainstorming young niggas just coming up with something like what we gonna call it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, you know, we was so deep. We were like, we gonna do the Flip Dot Camp. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because at the time it was another group called Smoke Dot. You know what I'm saying? We came in 9th grade, MacArthur's on taking over.
Yeah.
We had Big Mac taking over. So like they smoked that, we flipped them, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of dumped them out. You know how you the dumpster? We dumped them and flipped that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we just took it like that. It was a joke at first, but we really kept it and we put the camp on it. Cause we was so deep, it was like we was on that Cash Money Army type stuff.
Oh, it was a lot.
So you know what I'm saying? We put the camp on it, flipped that camp, but you know, it was a little beef at that time with two groups.
Mm-hmm.
But we all cool, we got cool. You know what I'm saying? And some of us still cool to this day. I know a couple of them, 2, 3 of them still around.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so where so that's how I started. When did, cause see, there's a lot of gaps. I don't know. I just remember coming up that, you know, my daddy and y'all used to rap. Y'all used to be deep in the garage. Used to be a lot of people there. So like, how did it go from that to what I seen around that time? The gap.
Yeah. So I started getting more equipment, and like at that time, like I said, if you was really doing it, like we was doing stuff around the city, you know, Fifth Ward, Acres Home, Homestead, going to the South Side. Like we wasn't just locally on outside of town. You know, H-Time big, so you gotta, if you don't move around, ain't nobody gonna know you doing it. It was a lot of people probably rapping or doing it,
Yeah.
but they wasn't moving around.
Yeah.
We doing block parties, throwing our own shows, pulling up at different spots performing.
Yeah.
It wasn't too many people doing it. So once we got the name out, and then they already knew we was from the ward, being from Fifth Ward just like intensified everything. People want to fuck with you because you're from the ward.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? So the more and more people started knowing about I had the studio, I was like, man, I could just start doing studio time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, again, at this time, I'm like 17.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still learning the business. That was when I first started learning about contracts. So like, I'm really trying to be on my boss man type. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I started having people come through. You know what I'm saying? Your papa wasn't really feeling it at first, like having everybody at the house. But once they seen what was, then they knew like, okay, we got some kids that's into music.
Yeah.
Like quite naturally, this was gonna happen. They're gonna start trying to have studios, and they know I'm asking them to take me to the studio, so they know like, okay, he into music. You know what I'm saying? I was in the band outlet.
Yeah.
You know, real type. I'm really a musical dude.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody started coming fuck with me because there wasn't no studios around.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? I'm the guy on this side of town, Northeast, out in Mare Route, that got the studio. It was probably 2 other ones, but everybody in my age group coming, you know what I'm saying, fucking with me. So it was all good. Like I wouldn't like anybody that wanted to do music, I let them come at least try.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they just want to freestyle or they playing.
Yeah.
But I was like trying to get my little team together too. Like,
yeah.
I'm already knowing what it takes because I'm already on the New York wave.
Yeah.
I know how the labels go, so I'm really masterminding my own little clique.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knew it. Know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When I started putting it together, they were like, "Oh, so you trying to get rappers and do this, producers?" I already do everything: record, graphics. Know what I'm saying? All that. I just need the extra pieces.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing, like low key. Know what I'm saying? Nobody knew it.
Yeah, and I remember times you getting them programs and stuff and trying to get me to learn it early. I remember one time when you had first got, I think, Photoshop.
Yeah.
And you had me just every day for like probably a week or 2, just sitting in front trying to learn something.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have stuck with that because that would have been even like a little bit more like now I'm cool with it, but like that would have been a little icing on the cake.
Cause I was cool with that editing too,
Mm-hmm.
but I couldn't do it all. That's why I was like putting you on it because I knew what was coming. Like we came in with the internet, but I already knew it was finna get bigger. That's why I was like putting it on there early.
Because remember the first videos, remember the first YouTube videos? I don't know what happened to them, but that I posted, I look back, look, I had to be 9 years old.
Yeah.
9, 10 years old, already posting videos on YouTube.
That's what I'm saying. I knew that what it would become, because once you put it on there, it don't go away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I say, a lot of my early stuff was on Live Nations that they don't exist no more, but I knew YouTube was coming. It's gonna always be there.
Yeah. Yeah. So around that time you say 18, you was recording more and more people. And from then, around what age you was like, when did my dad become part of the picture?
Nah, he was from the beginning. He wrote my first rap outlet.
For
real?
What
I'm saying? I just had to like rehearse it to learn it. But yeah, like he used to write them, and then I just spit them over. Know what I'm saying? Like,
so while y'all was like messing with the turntables, y'all was also rapping and stuff.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah. That's just how we had to record. We had to get the records, play the instrumental, had a beat machine hooked up with the tape recorder, and everything was live. So when we put that needle on that record, know what I'm saying, and it started playing, the mic hooked up. If we messed up anywhere, we got to start all
over. Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Ain't no I can pick it up right here.
Yeah,
know what I'm saying. So you had to
like on some hustling.
You had to have your mind right. Know what I'm saying? Like if you messed up, it's a freestyle, but you can't stumble on no word, and then you got to speak clear.
Okay.
So he was in that from the beginning. Know what I'm saying?
Okay, dang. So from the jump, it was already like kind of like the squad, the team.
Yeah.
Because whenever I listen to the music, I hate that he stopped making music, but I understand why he did too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't fully understand, because I mean, I know he chose to be you know how he did, be with a good father and do, but he still had a little time.
Yeah,
he
still had a
little time.
He still be cooking up something, know what I'm saying? It's different lanes you can play too.
Yeah, but he was telling me, even then, back then, he was telling me like he wanted to get into like movies and all that type. Like that stuff you just go over my head, but somewhere along the line, it started all the stuff that y'all been putting around me, I just started to just, all right, now I want to do it for myself, or now I'm looking at it like, shoot, this is something, me going out and doing all this, it benefits everybody. Because once we got a studio, then it's endless possibilities. It's already stuff that the family want to get into, so it's kind of like, while I'm coming up and I'm still finding my way, this along the way, I'm already kind of like trying to lay the foundation to get everything started. Cause
that's why I say you already got what I'm saying, you got a hell of a foundation. It's you got to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's like I was telling you, like even when we had our equipment, it wasn't the best, but you don't need the best, like long as it get the job done. Yeah. That's really all that count. And know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be the top quality, because as you're going to see, every year or so, quality going to get better, so it ain't going to always look, but long as it's clear and they can see you, know what I'm saying, you good. Long as your song sound good, it mixed down right, long as the video's crispy. Yeah. Know what I'm saying? It's going to always be able to be seen.
Because I was thinking about it too, like even the videos that I did, the music videos I previously did, like me looking at it, I'm like, I know this is nothing because of how much better I done got as a video editor or artist since then. But I'm looking back and I'm like, I'm glad I did that, because it gave me something to look back on. Yeah, and this time where I'm trying to put everything, like make everything perfect, time going by. When I just need to do it so people can see how it's all playing out. And,
it ain't gotta be perfect, but like I say, it's still already perfect. Because in that time of you doing it, you still putting in the work. Okay. So that's just what you happen to come up with. You know what I'm saying? It ain't always gonna be, you know what I'm saying, to the level you want it, but it's about getting it out.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, around the time I don't remember what your reaction was whenever you found out I was doing, like I started to actually wanted to do music, or that I wanted to play. That I don't know if I played you a song, or like I remember just getting up and doing it. I ain't really just tell you. I remember asking you where the mic was, but I ain't tell you all the details. You remember that first instance where you heard something that I did, or
because I already knew we already knew what we was doing. Like with your daddy doing it to me, you know what I'm saying? Writing songs, putting me in the studio, showing me certain equipment. You're gonna gravitate to it. So I just had to wait till your time. Like when you really get up, you just wake up one day and like you finna go do it.
Yeah.
But I forgot what song it was. But yeah, you know, it was a proud moment because I know anytime like you could pass something down in the family, the next generation gonna take it further or be a little bit greater or see it in a different angle than you, and they gonna eventually take it to where you was trying to take it, but they way though. So yeah, know what I'm saying? That was a good thing because that's what we was doing anyway. Like, you know, music been our family since forever. Like, so
that's crazy too, cause it's like, and it gives us another way to bond.
Yeah, exactly.
Over
it's therapeutic, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody, think about it. You can't go nowhere in the world and not listen to music.
Nah, yeah.
Whether
I was thinking about that yesterday.
Or some sounds or whatever. All it is frequencies, you know what I'm saying? That's what the body made up of anyway.
And so from that moment to like the last time we was in the studio, because I remember your reaction to that music that I did when we was with
over there with FM?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you say like your overall kind of like analysis is like what do you think is like the main difference that you hear between the two?
Talking about your music and mine, or
well, just like from where I was to like what the last.
It's real. It's like refreshing. You know what I'm saying? It's cause of your background, you able to give them a little bit more than what people think need to be given today. So like you giving them like some truth, you give them some jamming songs, you know what I'm saying, live beats, good tunes, you know what I'm saying, up tempo, you got some mellow vibes, but you also got a message behind it, and you giving them rap, hip hop, you know what I'm saying, you got some R&B stuff, like it's just a mixture, like a melting pot of everything. So I ain't gonna lie, it be blowing my mind sometime, like the level of how young you is and what you talking about. It let me know, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, everything worked out.
People don't realize, like, really getting into it, it's kind of, I feel like I come off as confusing because of how I, like, people wouldn't even really know how I was raised. Like, I always tell people, like, I'm blessed. I've been around people that didn't have no village around them. But I grew up different. I was exposed to everything, like, but I was sheltered away from, like, I didn't have to be nowhere. I had support and everything. I didn't grow up like how y'all did. I know around that time everything was still like it was getting to that point, but I can't talk about nothing else than what I done been through in my music.
Yeah, for real.
And I done been through the stuff that most people go through, like losing people, but I didn't have it hard or like you know a lot of that. There was a lot of sacrifice that went into why I'm able to do.
Yeah, for real.
You know,
that's the key word to a lot of sacrifice, because that may be why you feel like sometimes you think you confusing, because you ain't, you know, you had a good surrounding the way you ain't have to go through stuff that it was unnecessary for you to go through it. Like, why go through it if I don't got to?
You know what I'm saying? Like, if my people
don't make no
went through it, no sense. It was like,
so even with like with us, sometimes we might bump heads about a conversation. I have to step back and realize, like, but he don't feel that way because he never had to.
Yeah,
see what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing though, because it helped with your growth. Like, you ain't, if I could avoid certain stuff that made me feel a certain way emotionally or mentally, it probably would have had me a little further in life. But that's what holds you back sometimes when you go through stuff you don't need to go through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's one moment I remember. It was back in them studio days. We was going with Cash. So an example of that, like just not being exposed to certain stuff, like that. It was a studio session. Me and Jimmy was there. Yeah. And this is I had drove.
I know what you're talking about.
I had drove, but you had pulled up.
Yeah.
So mind you, I didn't even know like he had any weed on or nothing. But like when he got there, he asked Cash if he could smoke. So Cash was like, yeah. Well, we young at the time for sure, but like, you know, I was nowhere around it. Like never. I ain't started smoking till I was
later.
out of college, like 20, 21. You know, so man, Uncle came in that thing. He seen Jimmy smoking, and he went. Man, he's like, man, when you know having your daddy find out, like he wasn't
For
playing,
real.
but that was like an instance of like
You
that
gotta be
support.
aware. Yeah, you gotta be aware of your surroundings.
That man was ready to flip everything. He was cool with Cash. He was getting on Cash case. He was, you know, but he wasn't playing. It was like for real though. It's kind of like those are the kind of things that people don't really know or see. But me, I didn't take that as like, oh, he tripping. I take that as like this is the reason why I ain't gonna slip down the wrong path, or the reason why I need to
take little stuff like that, starting early, catching little cases, or you know what can come with riding like that, and then when you get put in those situations, like having to go to jail for some little petty, and you sitting in there and you thinking, you disappointed in yourself, those thoughts that you have, they reflect on your future. So if you can avoid that, you ain't never thought about, man, I'm sitting in a cell, my parents mad at me. And then when you get out, you're a different person. Cause of that little, little 12-hour sit. You know, because you don't sit overnight. Depending on when you go, you're gonna sit in there about 16 hours. You're gonna get out a different person. That first time you catch a case, then you ain't gonna be tripping by catching another one because you experienced it already. If you can avoid that experience, it won't hinder you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even at an early age like that, because you'll start getting immune to it. Like, oh, I've been to jail before. Get around your partners, they talking about jail. You gonna start thinking that's a like badge on your show. I've been to the county. You don't need to go there though.
And I know a couple of them people. I know them couple of people that really they got put in instances where they end up going to jail and they look at it like something to be proud of.
Yeah, eventually you're gonna start thinking when you're so young, you don't know no better. Your mind ain't matured enough. You'll start thinking it'll flip from something bad to you thinking you can brag about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm just glad, you know, looking back at it, I know what contributed to the reason why I'm here, which is why, like, you can ask. Sometimes I just text Granny and my daddy and them out of nowhere, just like saying I appreciate it, like, cause I know I see it as I'm getting older and I'm getting to a space to where like now I'm starting a family and stuff like that. Like it's a different mindset that you adapt, and I always think back around like how my parents thought whenever I was this age, or you know like or whenever they was my age, and kind of like just there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, But I'm grateful. I'm like I had a lot, even with. Like a lot of this stuff, I wouldn't have even been able to get a lot of this stuff if I didn't step out into Alaska. If I ain't go to Alaska, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? Yeah. But everything in my life was placed, and it's kind of like I just listened. I did, even though a lot of people thought I didn't listen, or I thought I knew everything. I didn't, but I already kind of had a strong will, like intuition about stuff.
You knew where you was going. Know what I'm saying?
So some things. I can be receptive to information, and some things I got my mind made up on. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna have to bump my head with this one. I'm gonna trust my gut with this one. But I didn't seen the pros and cons of that. Of you know, sometimes having my blinders up, and whenever I should have been listening, you know. But I feel like now at the age I'm at, all I can do is think about the people who then paved the way for me, you know, or helped me out. So you know, I'm thankful. Even going back to Alaska, everything you ever did for me. I'm thankful, man, because it was well needed. I'm out the way. You know?
For real.
I'm out the way.
That's why I did it, because
way
I already
past fucking up and wet. Like, I know my lane. I know exactly.
It was done to me, so it's only right I do it in return. Like, you know, anytime I can help, you know, it ain't nothing but a question or a phone call away.
Yeah, man, they finna see this come up from the ground up. You know, we just starting with a whole lot of stuff, but we got a whole lot of projects and stuff coming up. But
real life NSG, man.
Yeah, so we approaching around an hour. I think now I'm gonna let the last 10 or so minutes. You can talk, shout out anybody or plug anything you got going on, or if you got any questions for me, or
right now, you know, 2025 finna be something major. I'm kind of like I ain't on the scene, but I'm finna be on the scene. But you know, like I say with the fitness, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah, hold on. Plug your fitness in, cause that's another thing. See, we gonna have another episode. Huh?
Yeah,
we definitely gonna have to have another episode, cause it's so much stuff. Like, so I get so many questions from a lot of stuff, and I'm like, bro, if only y'all knew. Like, that's why I'm not playing when it comes to like raising a family, starting a family, and who I have around, because it plays. I see the benefits of it with me, but me having you around as a young age and like just all the advice, everything you gave me.
Yeah.
People wonder, like, I still get called swole. I was swollen in 4th grade, 5th grade, just already just.
Yeah,
but
because you going.
It's the fundamentals. It's everything that I was listening to OGs,
man.
you know.
Yeah.
And so now Uncle and took it. Y'all don't even. Whenever I remember when you was skinny, but like I can't. That thought don't sit right no more because I hadn't seen the transformation.
For real.
Like mind, body, and spirit. Like
for real, man.
It's been a real transformation.
We go about it, man. Like, you know, that 362 Fit Life. That's gonna be like the brand. That's gonna be And like if for y'all that don't know, you know what I'm saying, 362 is the extension of FOC. I just kind of did the numeric way. On the phone when you 1 2 3 362. If you look at it, it's FOC.
Now that's live.
So like
it fit too.
And there was when was that? I think that was 2000. That was like 2014 when we did that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. We're gonna already, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna lock everything in, man.
Yeah.
Anything you do, you gotta have that paperwork behind it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just be promoting it or putting a name out there because somebody else jump on it, it's gonna be a hassle. You know what I'm saying? You can have the same name, but why would you want to?
Yeah.
If you can go on.
I just got the LLC.
Went back to do it first.
Yeah, I just got the LLC for NSGMF. I feel like I always knew that I was gonna do that, but it got way big. Like it's like it looked like over a span of a year, it went from like I've always been saying it, but once I started putting it on clothes and starting to wear it everywhere,
it started meaning something.
Without me even promoting it, I'm promoting it. Because like, for instance, Alaska, every day I'm wearing something got NSGMF. Before the end of the season, everybody asked me, what does that mean? Or I like your shirt. Or people asking me, they telling me they like this specific one. This is my favorite one.
Yeah.
This specific shirt, people was telling me that they liked it. And then I'm like, I made this shirt. This is my brand. I'm like, see, winning formula right there. I didn't have to put this in y'all face.
Real
but y'all
high
said,
end. See, people don't know fashion get a little difficult. It get deep. You know, people try to say designer, but it really, like, you got on high end right now. You know what I'm saying? It's all about how you categorize it. People think if it's designer, I'm gonna buy that, but you're really buying high fashion. You know what I'm saying? It's all a lingo. Like you gotta know. Again, going back to the fans. They consumers of it, so they just want to buy it. They don't know that it's high end. They think it's designer is really high end.
Mm-hmm. So what's the difference?
With us being the creators, we got to know what we selling.
So for the people that don't know, we break it down that difference, the high end designer,
designer is like longevity, like these companies that been around. You know, they name solidified, but high end is more urban, you know what I'm saying? The stuff we've been wearing all this time. We try to go dib and dab with the Gucci and all the other stuff, but it's all at the end of the day still high end. Even some of they stuff, they if you look at their gallery, that's high end. Yeah. Like just like what you got on. It ain't nothing different. It's just more popularized. So when you know the ins and outs of that industry, that's why I say Kanye one of the ones put me on that wave because he was really into it. Yeah. And we see what happened when you get into it. See how he had the capital and the money behind it. So when we get the capital and the money behind it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Same thing.
You know, people didn't lay this. We didn't got the benefit of seeing like people do it and it's work for them. And then, you know, we live in a time where a lot of people will give you game. Like the game is out there to be taken. Some of them sell it, and I understand that too. But a lot of people are simple conversation, or some people got that mindset of let me sell it because of the kind of people that they working with. But every door that I walked in, I just been me and just been these opportunities are flowing. Ain't nobody they just because of me as a people person or a person.
Creating, you creating opportunities. You ain't waiting on nothing to come.
Yeah. But for the last couple minutes, I wanted to ask you, remember that song? That snippet I sent you, when you posted on Facebook, I forgot what the status was, and I was like, I had literally just wrote a song about that. Like work-life balance. And I sent you a snippet. Yeah. I was in Florida. You remember how that mother sounds? So I got it recorded. I'm gonna play it. Okay. For the outro. Okay. And I want to get your reaction before we close this episode.
No doubt, man.
It's different too.
Yeah. I remember you sent it to it was like the little snippet.
tried 9 to 5, but they ain't never seen my worth. I work, still working, but I don't think this gon' work. When you make that money, gotta make sure you enjoy how you earn it. When you make that cheddar, gotta make sure you still standing for something. When you make that check, gotta make sure you checking with yourself. When you make that check, gotta make sure you checking with yourself. Hey, see me, I can't keep hustling. Out here giving the hunting. Day for day, week for week. I don't even know what month we in. Getting it in. Real life, it'll really make you realize your sin is what you sacrifice. Hey, look. Say you on the run, but what's really your goals for life? Let's get precise, let's elaborate, shall we define? Let's take some time, let's brainstorm what crossed your mind. Does it mean something? Is it reason? What fuel fire? What you desire is the answer you should require. What you desire is the answer you should require.
Like, it ain't enough time in the day.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to do what you want to do. Just find a way to do that. And 9 to 5 ain't clear the way.
Yeah.
Cause we only got one life. Only one chance to walk this earth. Don't know about them, but I can spend most of that at work. If I can't do me and I can't see fam, I better have a purpose. I better have a reason to put my body through this hurt. I better have a reason to chase that money and put it first. A mission to complete something that's deeper than the surface. Something to justify the days I went through mental burden. Working through the night and then I'm back up on it early. Your direction to my life, I'm planning to get out before I'm 30. Your direction to my life, I'm planning to get out before I'm 30. See me, I can't keep hustling. Out here giving the hunting. Day for day, week for week. Hey, I tried 9 to 5, but they ain't never seen my worth. I work, still
Like you
working,
say, like,
but I don't think this gon' work. When you make that money, got me sure you enjoying how you earn it. When you make that cheddar, got me sure you still standing for something.
Pretty much.
When you make that check, got me sure you checking with yourself. When you make that check, got me sure you checking with yourself. Hey, see me, I can't keep hustling. Out here giving the hunting. Day for day, week for week. I don't even know what month we in. Work life.
See, hustling, mate, I got the same outlook on that hustling. It's starting to look like a struggle.
Yeah.
You saying you hustling, it's like saying you struggling.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Like, nah, why you gotta hustle? Nah, it should be easy.
Yeah.
You know how to make this money, then make it.
It
shouldn't be no hustle.
That was the big, and cause like, and it's crazy, like reading that status and then knowing I had just wrote a song about that, but I feel like most people, a lot of people can relate, but some people can really relate.
Yeah.
Like I said, you put me on to the Alaska.
Yeah.
I'm really in it. If you didn't been there, like you said, it's we hear it, we click with it because it's like that's that life right there. That's 7 days a week. That's 16. That's really
16,
a burnout. When I'm saying, you know, them days, something to justify them days I went through mental burden.
Yeah.
So like I had to see all this. I had to be like, okay.
That's why
I get home.
If you remember, we had that talk on that stoop. I was telling you, man, that's when you get back, you ain't gonna be the same.
Yeah.
Cause you had to break that mental barrier. Like it's hard on you, but it show you you can do anything basically.
Facts.
That was like climbing the mountain. You know what I'm saying? Like getting to the top, knowing that you did it. Now you know you can go back down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I'm going on my 4th year. Yeah, I it's crazy, bro, because even just saying, like, I'm finna be going on 4 years, that's crazy. That's crazy to hear, man. That,
For real.
I
I did 6. Well, this finna be my 7, but that's what I'm saying. You'll see, like, time fly, but you seeing a lot of progress, like, you know what I'm saying?
It's
with
perfect
the stuff,
time,
you know
man, because we finna run these retorts.
You seeing the results of working like that, and then you getting your equipment up, you know what I'm saying? You getting all your, whatever your plan is. So you seeing where your money going. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to do. If you're going to do that, put in that kind of work, you want to see the fruits of the labor. Like
Right. Yeah. So, you know, that song, that was like the, man, I heard that
that's why
song.
I say that's one of them, that's a smooth Sade type, is a vibe. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's mellow, and I ain't heard too many artists out that's making it.
That, man.
At your age, too. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
That's always... You gotta always throw that out there, the age, because even with me, I'm older, but you can tell I'm a seasoned artist. I don't sound like no beginner.
Fact.
You know what you getting. You getting a seasoned artist, veteran. But with you getting a seasoned artist, but young. You know what I'm saying? So it's all the same. You gotta let them know, like, because they'll try to box you in and think you new.
Yeah.
Till they go do their homework. Everybody don't do their homework.
Man, they better. They gonna find out. That's why I said we're gonna put it in their face, man. I ain't gonna let y'all forget because shoot, it was a long route and it was a lot of things and people that wanted to making sure we got here. You know.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, this has been the first episode of having my uncle on here, but this definitely won't be the last. We
This
got a
ain't
lot
gonna
more
be
to
the
talk
last.
to.
You
You
know,
know what I'm saying? Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
It's been hard and hustle.
Yeah. Hard and hustle, know what I'm saying? I got my boy Raw Tunes here, know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
you know,
shout
that's
out to
day
Tune,
one.
shout out to the production, shout out to the whole gang, NSGMF. Everybody keep y'all head up. And this the last thing y'all see before y'all go to sleep. Or in the morning. Have the best day that you can.
Yeah.
And make sure you be safe out there.
Like you say, know what I'm saying? Use that 24. Make it count. Make it mean
your
something.
24 count.
Know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
All right.